Today we are going to be talking about pillager outposts and something amazing that exists along with them. That amazing thing being the Allay, which has a ton of great uses in your world, especially for your farms. But before we go, look at what I did last stream. Me and Stream, we did some work. We made the inside of our storage warehouse look absolutely awesome. We got these little archways right here, these little braces that hold up our stairs, and are our stairs, in fact. They go up to the loft area, which is pretty empty right now, but it is decorated. It does look good. We have a bed up here. We'll probably make this a little temporary, if not long-term living quarters for us. I moved the enchanting table up here. As you can see, we had a little bit of detailing into the floor. We hung lights all over the place, and I even cleaned up the basement area a little bit. We didn't decorate, but we at least gave it a clean slate so it looks like a room rather than a big hole in the ground. First of all, I gotta grab a couple things, and you may notice that I have tridents in my hand. That's because I can only use this as a weapon for the next 2 weeks. Thanks, Stream. But I need to grab some redstone stuff, and we're gonna actually go over like a full redstone episode in the pretty near future. But for now, I'm gonna work on this really quick off camera. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna be adding a point system / timer to the elytra course here, which, by the way, we made this entire elytra course on stream. And not only did we make it on stream, but also Blue Jay himself came onto the world just to try it out. If you want to see that happen, you probably want to go check out my live stream replay of me building the course here. So make sure you go check that out. I'm going to land over here. I'm going to insert this little timer, and I'll be back shortly. All right, and I am all complete. So anybody who downloads the world, rules are right here. Go through, read them. I'm not going to go through the whole thing for you. Just your quick overview is when you want to start. Make sure it has all 3 stacks of blocks up here. When you flick the lever, the timer starts to run. The timer isn't exactly a second, but it's pretty close. It's slightly faster than 1 second per block that goes through. You flick the timer, you take off. You have to go through every loop. If you miss one, you have to go back and get it. If you don't go through every loop, you are disqualified. For every loop you make it through on the first try, you get 1 point for green, 2 points for yellow, 3 points for red. Easiest way to go through and do this is to just remember which ones you didn't make it through the first time, and then go through and count the ones that you did make it through. So like I did a practice run, and I made it through all the red loops, but these 2 the first time, and I missed 1 yellow loop the first time too. So I added up all of the points from all the other loops, and then at the end you add together the points that you have left in the timer up here, plus the points from all the loops, plus however many a point for each rocket you have left, and then record the time in the scoreboard right here. You can see mine. I'll probably run it one more time before I put the world live, but there you go. All right, so now let's get on with what this episode is intended for, which is the pillager outposts and Allay. So pillager outposts are towers that pillagers spawn in, hence the name. And these outposts can spawn almost anywhere. On Bedrock Edition, they can actually spawn even inside of or just outside of a village, whereas on Java Edition, there is a check that occurs to make sure that they do not spawn too close into a village. So first thing you got to do is find an outpost. There's a few easy ways to do this. You can use the website we've used multiple times here, Chunkbase, to look them up. If you have already explored your map like we did in an earlier episode, you may have already found a couple there. You can go up to a high spot, turn your render distance all the way up, and just kind of periodically check as you travel around. There's a lot of ways to do it. So now we are going to have to travel a really far ways to go get to a pillager tower that has an Allay. And here we are. We had to travel a really long ways to get, it's right here by my base. I kind of lucked out with this one, because if we go down here, the Allay is here. Now we're not going to get this guy just yet because, oh, there's 2 of them. I didn't even realize there was 2 of them, because we are going to talk about the pillager outpost first. Now this pillager outpost, it spawns pillagers with crossbows and pillager captains, but don't kill the captain unless you have a bucket of milk, or you kill it with fire or lava, because you will get the bad omen effect if you do, and that can cause a pillager raid whenever you get close to any type of village, including your iron farm. So don't do it. Don't kill them unless you have a way to get rid of it. But here we go right here. Here's one of the pillagers with their crossbows. Oh gosh, ow. Oh, and there's a captain. We're gonna get away because I didn't bring one of those extra methods to kill him. Although honestly, no, we could probably do. Ow! We could probably get killed. Oh, okay, I'm gone. I'm out. Bye. This is what happens when you try to get cute. Ah! Okay. Let's see. Ow! How'd he hit me twice? Yes, I could have just easily flown away, but I decided to take the hard way because I wanted to try to show you guys another way to make yourself safe. It just hasn't worked out in my favor. But what I should be able to do once he gets close here, he's gonna take some shots at me, which is fine. There, we put him in a hole.
Nope.
Oh gosh, he's able to get out. You know what? We're just, oh gosh. I need milk. There we go. Here he is. And now you see I have the bad omen effect, but no more. I drank it away. It's gone. So we could work our way into the tower once we cleared the area, which was obviously extremely easy to do. And once we get inside the tower, clear out the riffraff, you can see we have a small prize, including a goat horn, which is a very nice thing to have because it's not very easy to get those from the goats themselves. And inside of a pillager tower, there are actually, on Bedrock Edition, only 4 spawning spots. And while I'm not going to show you how to find them today, they're usually pretty easy to predict. I believe like one's going to be on one of these blocks right here. Then you go like 8 blocks that way, 8 blocks that way, and then connect those 2 corners 8 blocks that way, and you're good to go. And with these pillager outposts, you can find yourself a number of different things that generate in with them. Now, in this particular case, we ended up getting this cage right here that has a couple of Allay in it. You can get cages with iron golems in them, cages with Allay in them. You can even get like target dummies and little tents and things of that nature. You can see all of those things kind of appear in and generate in with your pillager tower. But now that being said, these guys, the Allay, they won't appear with every single pillager outpost. So you may need to check 2, 3, 4 different pillager outposts before you find them. But you can also find the Allay inside of mansions. They're much more common to find inside of woodland mansions. And you guys let me know down in the comment section below, should we do a woodland mansion episode? Now with an outpost, you can make a raid farm, and we are going to make a raid farm in the future. I was kind of alluding to that earlier, and you can do so by predicting the 4 spots there, setting up a way to automatically kill the pillagers that spawn, which will automatically trigger that bad omen effect. And if you do that while you've established a village here, you get yourself a raid automatically. And if you kill those raid mobs automatically, you get yourself a raid farm. Should we do a raid episode as well? Maybe we should do a raid episode too. You guys let me know about that as well. So our friend here, the Allay, they can be rescued. So what we would want to do to rescue them is we want to pop a hole in here like this. And then we want to give them a block. If we give them a block, they will then like us, and they will want to get us more of those blocks, and they will follow us around. If I throw a block right here, he's not going to be able to make it out right now because that hole's not big enough for him to make it out of. But if I crack one more right there, you should see that they can get out, and they will pick up that block and bring it to me. And more importantly, they will follow me around. Now, I don't have too far to go, so getting myself over this way is not going to be that difficult. But if you want, bring yourself a lead or maybe a couple of leads. If it's possible, you get a couple of these guys and just go ahead and start walking away, and they will follow you around. As long as you're not moving too fast, like flying on the elytra or navigating some really crazy terrain too quickly, they will be able to keep up without too much of a problem. You can see here, like there's a lot of trees in the way. So I'm going to kind of take my time going through here just so I know that other one can keep up. They move a little bit slower when they go up and down. So this type of terrain is a little bit harder to get them through on their own. Now we have them back home. There's something to know about the Allay here. You can't damage them. You can't damage them. I'm punching these guys here. Once I've befriended them by giving them an item, I cannot hurt them at all. Mojang did this so that way if you're using them to collect blocks around you, we're going to talk about their abilities here in a little bit, but if you're using them to collect blocks around you, then the last thing you want to do is accidentally hit them while you're mining or gathering things. So you can't hurt them, but if they take damage via other means, then have no fear because they will regenerate their own health. As long as they don't die, they regenerate health pretty quickly. Now our friend the Allay here, they will actually get items for you, and this is going to have a lot of different uses. Some very narrow and simple and easy, and some of them actually for some of the best and most effective farms within the entire game of Minecraft. And I have a number of them that we're going to be using the Allay for. So I highly suggest if you don't have an Allay already, after this episode, you need to go get one. The first thing I want to do here is actually I want to give them a new item. I want to give him a carrot. I'm going to have to shift click or crouch click this item out of his hand right now. It'll give me it. And I'll do it to this guy too. Come here. Can't reach him. There we go. We're going to give this to the Allay and give this to the Allay. And then I'm going to set these guys loose. And then I'm actually going to use them. Oh, I need to get my fortune pickaxe. Okay, I settled with my fortune hoe for now. Because what I wanted to show you doesn't require a pickaxe at all. It just requires the fortune enchantment. And let's say I'm out here getting a lot of crops and I want to make sure they are all very quickly and easily brought over to me. Well, I can go through and I can knock them up And the Allay here, they're going to pick them up and give them to me. For something like this, it's probably not really necessary, but I can show you some instances where it will actually help you out to have the Allay picking up blocks for you. But first, the Allay can hold one item in its hand. That's the item it's going to decide to collect for you. And then it can hold an additional full stack of whatever that item is in its other hand, or in its inventory, I guess. And that's what it will bring to you. So in our case here, the Allay is giving us is holding 64 carrots that it then throws out to us. Some items stack in 16, such as ender pearls. Some items don't stack, as in like a sword or something like that, right? And when it comes to those non-stackable items, a lot of you may wonder, well, how exactly does that work? Well, the Allay will bring you that item regardless of like any status on it. So for example, if you give an Allay a book, it will bring you any book, whether it be an enchanted book or whatever. If you give it a diamond sword, it doesn't matter if that diamond sword has enchantments on it, it will bring you diamond swords. Now, another thing with our friend the Allay is the Allay loves music. So let's get ourselves some planks. This should be more than enough. Let's get ourselves some redstone. And actually, you know what? Here, let's grab a couple of these two for a very basic example. We also have ourselves a jukebox and a music disc. And these are going to be very important tools for the Allay. So let's go first make our note block. And then if you don't already have a jukebox, here is the recipe for it. 8 planks and a diamond in the center. And the music discs you can find in different chests around the world. Now, the first thing to make note of with the Allay when it comes to music is this guy right here, the note block. Because when you play the note block, the Allay will actually synchronize up with it. They will then always bring, you kind of see these little music notes or like sound waves moving out to the Allay. They can hear this. They like it. It makes them bring items that they collect to it. So let's set up a little example here because you can automate this, which low-key is the most powerful collection system in the game and really enables unique and new designs for farms that most people don't use even today. So what we could do to automate it, let's get this guy up here and maybe let's do this. Let's dig a little hole in the ground. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to dig down into the ground a little bit because I want to bury part of this under the ground. So here, let me dig my way down just a touch here. And actually I need to put some temporary blocks up here right there specifically. And then we're going to face an observer up right here, just like this. It's looking upwards. And we haven't gone over observers yet, and we'll go over them in like a full redstone episode in the near future. But an observer, like this is what it looks like, right? This side, if it sees an update happen, it sends a redstone signal out this side. So like if I place this block right here, it saw an update. You see it light up. If I break this block, it saw an update. You saw it light up. Interesting enough, if it sees another observer do that, it counts that as like an update, right? So if I put 2 observers, one looking down and one looking up, you get this. It just constantly ticks because it's constantly seeing the other observer update. They're like, who are you looking at? No, who are you looking at? You looking at me? No, you're looking at me. But I'm looking at you looking at me. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. So what we can do is we can use that. We could put a note block right here and you can see it is constantly being played now. Now, let's use that. These dudes over here, our little Allay friends, let's get them up. Let's get them to follow us. Come on, buddies. Until they get to this note block. Now, there's linked. Oh, look, he's already doing it. They're linked to this note block. So we could do something cool with this, right? We could place a hopper here and hold down the crouch button and run all these hoppers into each other. This is my hopper pack. I just let you guys know where the hoppers are going to. We can put a chest right here. Now let's automate something here, right? So what if I pop in here and let me get 2 things. Look, I have seeds and I have wheat. I'm going to take the carrot from this guy and give him some wheat. I'm going to take the carrot from this guy and give him a seed. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock some of this up. And look, they're going to come pick it all up and they're going to drop it off over here instead of bringing it to me. Now you can see a problem, right? Some stuff gets up there. Here lies the big issue for you to solve. And it's one that's actually very easy to solve. I'm going to grab myself a whole bunch of trapdoors, and we're going to use trapdoors for a specific reason, because this guy right here, if you put anything on top of it, oh gosh, it stops making sound. Well, it's still kind of making sound, but it's not the note block that's making sound, because anytime the top of a note block is blocked off, it doesn't make sound anymore. So we cannot put anything on top of the note block. So what we do is we cover around the outside of the note block like this, and we take it high enough to where those Allay cannot throw anything on top of it. So if we go up about 3 high like this, Now our Allay, they cannot throw anything on top of this and everything lands on the hoppers. Let's demonstrate. Now remember what we said they could pick up. They could pick up a stack at a time. So they take the stack. Did he go inside of there? He totally went inside of there. Boom, problem solved. And they will keep bringing everything over until they've gotten it all. And as you can see, it is all going into my chests here. Now, the reason why we keep hitting this thing with a redstone signal constantly, so it's always making noise, is because the Allay will only stay linked up to a played note block for about a minute. And after that minute is passed, if the Allay doesn't hear the note block again, then it will start following you, the player. So having a constant sound playing like this is going to be the best way to go. Now, do we need something like this to just manually harvest things? No, not at all. But this should give you guys some basic knowledge on how this works to where you can use Allay to work in new and inventive farms that you have not done before. And that's where we're going to spend a whole bunch of our future episodes. But before we do, we got to talk about one other way the Allay loves music. Oh, and before we do, one little side note about the Allay. While they're supposed to stay within range of this because it's playing constantly, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they like to wander a little too far, especially if they're collecting things, and then they can get far enough away from this to where they won't be synchronized with it anymore. So when possible, I recommend you do this in a setting to where it's not open air and they can get out. In some cases, we're going to follow this rule. In other cases, if we don't want to or cannot follow this rule, you can always do something like this. Whenever you leave your farm area, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can do this to tie them up. That way, whenever you leave, they won't potentially leave as well. So any farms you leave completely outdoors, make sure that you tie them up like this. Otherwise, enclose it to where they just can't get out. Okay, so you can see I've turned this off for a moment because I want to show you the next thing. The Allay love the rain. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody likes the rain in Minecraft, but it's here. The Allay love this. They love music. As you can see, they're starting to sway and spin. It makes them dance, because we can actually use this to clone Allay, not duplicate, because duping sounds like it's cheating. We're going to go with cloning, which is essentially breeding with the Allay, but it only takes one Allay to do it. But we need to have something special to be able to accomplish this, and I don't have it yet, so I got to go find it. And using chunk base, I should be able to find one right over here. Yes, there we go. This is what we were looking for. We were looking for an amethyst geode, and I don't want to break any that have the little like cluster thing on it, which I don't think these do. Yeah, there we go. This is exactly what I was looking for, because once we collect some of these guys, these amethyst crystals, these little guys right here, these amethyst shards, this is what we need. I don't need to collect all these right now, but I will make note that this is down here. And our guys over here, they're still dancing around. And if I simply click on one of them with an amethyst shard, we get a brand new Allay. And you could do that, I think it's every minute. I can't remember if they've made these Allays different than like other things for Bedrock, but I think it's every minute you could do this. And cool thing is you can even make yourself, oh gosh, he's gonna run away. You take stuff so you don't fly away. Okay, they shouldn't go anywhere. I'm gonna grab some leads, but yes, this way you can make yourselves Allays really easy. And I think I was about to say you can even make a cloning station, which I think is going to be the next episode. That way we can easily clone ourselves any Allays that we want on demand, very simply and easily for lots of different farms we're going to end up using them for. And I believe as far as today's episode, that will do it. So if you enjoyed this one, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below, and let me know what Allay based farms would you like to see, and I'll see you next time.